Hello everybody and welcome back to some more Pokemon Platinum PokéRadar FateLocke. In the last episode, we made our way here to Floroma Town, catching a cool Pokemon in the Valley Windworks. Not great, but it was cool, being Nori, a Weasel. And then we headed north to take back the honey from the Team Galactic members that stole it from the honey farmer man. And in this episode, we're going to be taking on the Valley Windworks, because not only were those Team Galactic stealing stuff, but other Team Galactic members headed over to the Windworks to take it on, and even kidnapped this poor little girl's grandpa, or dad. It's her dad. I got that one wrong. But anyways, in this episode, like I said, we need to go ahead and take down all the Team Galactic members over at the Valley Windworks. However, we have to train. And what you guys don't know is I'm coming at you from the future because I already trained. Training is all done and I'm ready to storm out and take them on. But you guys need to see what happened before training. Because before training, if you guys recall, I left you guys in the meadows because I needed a honey tree Pokemon. Yes, I did. I sure did. I needed a honey tree Pokemon. So I painstakingly waited and waited and waited. Hours after hours after hours, and I kept running in to a lot of Pokemon that were not allowed. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you a little bit of the past, and I'll see you guys back in the future. Alright guys, I checked the honey tree barely with enough time left. I think it's almost been 24 hours. I was supposed to do this last night, but I didn't. I was busy doing something else, and then I'm like, wait, I didn't check the honey tree! So I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I want to get my encounter. Obviously, I'm doing this before I start the episode, but I'll show you guys this, obviously, once the episode has begun, you know how it is. I'm not gonna wait and try and get a tree that's shaking better. I think that's shaking fairly good. That looks like a nice Cherubi shake. Say it with me, everybody. That's a Cherubi shake. Give me a Cherubi. Listen, game, everybody knows I have wanted to use a Cherubi more than any Pokemon in the history of my channel since I started. I've talked about Cherubi for years, and this is the only place and the only game that I can get one. There's no way to use a Cherubi in any other instance. This is it. Yeah. So, it's a 15% chance. It's unlikely, but if the game's gonna give me anything, let me get a Cherubi. I will cry. I'll cry. You wanna see a big man cry? I'll cry. Okay, straight up. Alright, Goofy, no. We're gonna do this with El Primo. Because, yeah, actually, would Woodstock be better? No, I could low kick it. It's a Cherubi. Yeah, I'm probably not even going to attack it. It's not a Cherubi, though. What if it's not a... You know, it could be not even eligible, so I might have to do this again. It doesn't matter. My encounter for the honey trees of the Sinnoh region could potentially be... Come on! At least it's something that doesn't count. It's a Combi. But because of previous game clause, Combi does not count. Meaning, we get another chance at a Cherubi. I'll see you guys in 6 hours. Take number 2 at my honey tree encounter. I just got home from the store. So if you hear the dogs and noise in the background, that's why. I want a Cherubi. I'm not going to talk about the whole spiel about it. I'm not going to go into it. We'll get it if that's our destiny, and if not, I can just sit here and sulk about it for the next day or so, and I'll end up getting over it. So my encounter for the honey tree of this playthrough could potentially be... Please. Anything but a Wurmple. It's a female Burmy, which means it does not count. A male would, but a female doesn't. Meaning, I gotta wait 6 more hours. Hello, Throw. But I get another chance. Just so you guys are clear, the only things I can get are a Wurmple, a male Burmy, a Cherubi, a Heracross, and a Munchlax. So realistically, a male Burmy or a Cherubi will be my encounter. Or a Wurmple. Which I really hope I'm not coming back to you guys with another clip of me finding a Wurmple. I'll be back in a little bit. Here we go again. Third time's the charm. I'm just gonna go for it once again. That tree's not shaking very much and that frightens me. Maybe I'm losing my mind. It's a Wurmple, isn't it? It's a Wurmple, isn't it? It's a female Burmy. The same time as last time. I don't want to wait 6 more hours! 4th time's the charm, guys! Please! I think this tree's shaking faster than normal. I don't know why I'm checking my party. El Primo's been up front the whole time. I'm losing my mind waiting for this. Give me an encounter. Anything but a Wurmple that's eligible, please! Cherubi! 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 No. It's another female Burmy! No! I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this crap. I have to record the episode. The deadline is approaching. Burmy! Honey encounter number 5! I can't look. Oh, this is it. I know it is. No, it's not. It's another Pokemon. It's an Apom. But because of the last series of Platinum, Apom just does not count. Free XP though, because like, it's dead one shot. What? You faster than El Primo the Supremo? Nah, you done, son. Goodbye, Apom. You'll never stand up to the real Gauntlet of Power. And level 15. Cool. I'll see you guys in another 6 hours. Alright, guys. This tree doesn't look like it's shaking as much as before, but I might be losing my mind. I have no idea. I would really like to be able to work on this episode, so I would appreciate it if number 6 is the number that gives me the Pokemon in the tree that I can get. One thing Bulbapedia said when I was looking at it is you have a 90% chance of the tree being the same group as the last tree, and the last tree had Apom, and that group can either have Apom, Cherubi, or Heracross. So if it's not an Apom and it's the same group, that'd be a great Pokemon. I'm gonna just quit rambling and hope for the best. Please, I'm begging. It's a male Burmy. You know what? No Cherubi. It hurts my heart. It does. But we finally got an encounter. I don't have to check the tree anymore. And you know what? It might not be a Cherubi, but Mothim is still a Pokemon that I would really like to use at some point. So, we have a Burmy. I'm not entirely sure what it can use, but I don't want to weaken it because it's, you know, it's a Burmy. It's pretty weak, so I'm going to go ahead and put the dice in the cup. Who's El Primo get to fight with? A 6. That's, I think, the first time we've ever rolled a 6 that was for a Pokemon and not an empty slot. So we have Woodstock, which I don't think Woodstock's going to be able to weaken this thing. So I'm just going to throw Pokeballs, I guess. We should have plenty. So hopefully it gets in the ball and doesn't put up too much of a fight. I've already fought the fight trying to get a Pokemon that's eligible to appear, and it took 6 Pokemon. 6. I think we found 3. Obviously, you guys know, but I think we found Apom, 2 Combee, and 3 female Burmy before we found this thing. Please get in the ball. This is going to be so annoying, isn't it? Well, this is the only Pokemon that we can catch before we fight Mars. It's the only Pokemon left that we can catch before we fight Mars. So I really wanted to get it because I want to have the best possible chance of beating Mars. And by having this Burmy, we'll be able to have a team of 6 Pokemon that can actually fight. Now, what I mean by that is, well, actually, that's not entirely true. Because this is what the team looks like. I could have just put Dorothy in place of Dan and then trained everybody. But I wanted this encounter so I could train it up, and then if we rolled that slot, we would get a Pokemon instead of having Dan. But if I were to train Burmy, and make him worthwhile to use, which would be evolving him, I'd have to take him to level 20, so it'd be the exact same process of training Dan. So Burmy doesn't actually make any difference whatsoever here. Because, I mean, it'll be good for Gardenia because Mothim would probably destroy her. So that's a thing. But if I want to use him potentially for Mars, I'd have to train him up the same amount I'd have to train Dan. Actually, not true. I'd only have to train him 5 levels. So I'll probably use him over Dan. That doesn't sound like a bad idea. I mean, I don't want to keep wasting Pokeballs here, but I don't want to kill it either because I want to use Mothim. It's something that would be super cool. And I would have used both things from a Burmy on the channel, which is pretty sweet. So there we go. Only took like 6 Pokeballs, so about the same amount of Pokeballs as Pokemon we ran into to find this thing. So there we go. Our Honey Tree encounter and our encounter for the Floroma Meadows is Burmy, the Bagworm Pokemon. Even if it is born where there are no cocooning materials, it will somehow always end up in a cloak. Okay, I don't know what I'm gonna name it. You know what's funny is we have the Virus 6, and this was the 6th Pokemon we found in the tree. It's like there's a thing with 6 for some reason, and I really hope. Oh, we just rolled a 6. I'm looking at the dice we roll. That's eerie. That's really eerie. Because I hope that doesn't have anything to say with what this journey's gonna end up like. We had the Virus 6. It was the 6th Pokemon we found in the Honey Tree. And we rolled a 6 to catch it. 6, 6, 6. That's not good. That's not a good thing. I know it's superstition, but that's not a good thing. So I've got an idea for a name for this thing. I mean, I could just name it Mothron, which is scary and dastardly, like 666 and, you know, hell and stuff like that. So, I mean, Mothron's not an entirely bad idea. It's basic, though, for a Mothim. I mean, it's better than what I was thinking. I was thinking Hellmoth, but you know what? I'm gonna come up with something kind of weird for it. Why not? I'll come up with it on the spot. Sure. We're gonna go ahead and name this Burmy. Yeah, sure, let's do it. We're gonna name this Burmy Hellamoth. And I like it because it's kind of creative. Instead of naming it Mothron, like everybody would, you know, maybe name a Mothim, I'm gonna name it Hellamoth, which instead of just naming it Hellmoth, which would be kind of basic, it's kind of a play on words and a reference to a behemoth, because behemoth is Behemoth, but Hellamoth is a evil, hell, like dastardly moth, but it's a play on the word behemoth. It's cool. Go with it. I think it's cool. It's better than just, and it sounds like a helicopter, which also flies, so I like it. I think it's pretty cool. So let's go ahead and check out our Hellamoth, which isn't a moth yet, but it will be a moth. The Burmy. I like it, personally. I think it's a really cool name. Hellmoth would have been kind of like basic and stupid, but I like Hellamoth. One letter makes a big difference. And so does one number. Hey, wait a second. This is even more creepy. It evolves into a moth, right? There's a bug moth type thing. It's like a butterfly Pokemon. That is literally number 666 in the Pokedex, and that's Vivian. So there's a deeper connection the more you look to it. Vivian's Pokedex number is 666, and you can find Burmy in the same area that you can find Spupa and Scatterbug in Gen 6. 6? Oh my god. Okay, enough. It's wild, okay? Oh my god, Destiny's ID has 2 6s in it. Alright, that's enough. That's enough, guys. Alright, wait. I'm done. Alright, it's a serious Hellamoth who is impetuous and silly. He like his name. Yeah, with shed skin. Oh, it has Bug Bite. I didn't know that. That's actually really good. Bug Bite and Protect? I think a Mothim could be huge. We might even get Gust. Oh, yeah. You know what? Let's use him. I want to use him right away. I'm not entirely disappointed we didn't get Truby now. You know what? It's fine. So I was going to add Dorothy onto the team right away and then train him up. But 2 bug types? I don't know if that's the greatest idea. I mean, there's no fire types coming up. There's really no fire types in all of Sinnoh. You know, trainers have some, but not too many. Let's see. Goofy would be a Prinplup after training. I don't really care to use Nori right now. Maybe later, like if something happens and we need a water type. But I'd probably opt to use Dan, personally. I know, obviously, Dimmadome and El Primo are staying on. I want to train Dan, I do. I see the outcry for Dan. I would train him, but that's 16 levels at this point. I don't really want to do that right now. Maybe later. So, I guess in this situation... I mean, I don't really have a use for Dorothy, then. Either, so... This is a tough one. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use... I'm gonna go ahead and swap Dan out of the party. I know this is gonna hurt a lot of people. Dan will return. I can see this happening. I can. I do see Dan returning at some point. I'm gonna put him in the PC, and we're gonna go ahead and actually, just to make the editing transition look a little prettier, I wanna swap them. Because it makes the editing work better. So Dan's still on the layout because he hasn't actually left the party, but now they swap. Alright, there we go. We put Helamoth in the party over Dan, and then I want to put Dorothy in the party over Nori, right? Yeah. So I have a reasoning for this. The reason for this is to have Helamoth actually be useful, I need to evolve him. And the level limit's 22, and I'm not training everybody to level 20 for Mars, but I am going to train Helamoth to 20 just to evolve him. And before we get to Gardenia, I'm not going to want to use him very much, just in case, and just unless he's rolled, because, you know, he'll be a little bit over-leveled. So in that case, a bug type to use in the meantime, we can use Dorothy, because I'll just be training her to level 16. So that's the thought process there. You don't really see too many bug types like this. So I think this is really interesting. How many people at this point in the game have you seen use not just one bad bug type, but two? I'm going to have Mothim and Kricketune on the team. That's cool, if you ask me, and I like that. I think that's a really interesting way to shake it up. I'm just happy with this. I think this is going to be really cool. So, with that being said, that is everybody that we can catch at this point in the game caught, other than the ones that we failed, of course. It took a little while. We have a little bit of an interesting story with it, as you can see, with the Helamoth situation. And the 6s all being rolled. So first, Dan cursed us with rolling a 3. Now we're rolling 6 all the time, apparently. So if that's the case, we need somebody to be in slot 6. That's really good, right? Also, Pokerus has faded away. Dorothy still has it. Wait a second. I need it to be on somebody in the PC. I didn't even think about that. I want to maintain it. So who's in the PC right now? That would be Dan and Nori. And it should be worn off on both of them now. Yeah, uh-oh. Maybe I can't have Dorothy right now. That sucks. Dan lovers might get their wish. Because I'd rather train Dan than Nori. Just because there's an outcry for Dan. Dare I subject myself to that horror? I mean, with the theme of 666 being the episode, maybe I do subject myself to the horror of training Dan. You know what? For the sake of preserving the virus, which I feel like if we don't, we're going to pay for it, we're going to go ahead, you know, just for superstition and story. I was going to train Dorothy, but I want to preserve the Pokerus virus just a little bit longer until we get more Pokemon in the PC, and then we can have it spread a little bit better. So I am going to go ahead and take Dan out for Dorothy, because we, you know, need somebody in the PC with Pokerus. But first... There's so many swaps. First I want Helamoth to get it. So we're all over the place right here. I'm gonna go fight a wild battle really quick and spread it. Alright guys, I had to fight a couple of wild Pokemon because I forgot to move Dorothy next to Helamoth because I wasn't thinking straight when I did that. So yeah, we spread it over to Helamoth. As you can see, he will now have Pokerus, which is awesome. So as much as I like to train Dorothy right now, I will use her after we catch another Pokemon, unless it's something I really want to use for some reason, which Hoppip might be something to think of. I don't know. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and put Dorothy in the PC. I wanted to use her, but we'll use her later. Same with Dan, which is why we're using him now. I'm really going to regret this, but I want to keep Pokerus, and while it's in the party, it's on Helamoth, and we're spreading the virus further because Dorothy has it in the PC, and Nori can't have it because it's already faded off of her. So, unfortunate, but... that's just how we ended up having it done, because it took so long to find a honey tree encounter. So, with that being said, we have the team all ready to go. I'm going to put Dan in slot 3. Not that it matters because I'm going to be training, so I'm not going to actually be rolling the dice yet until we come back. But I want to go ahead and get Telemoth to level 20 to evolve him. So I'm going to get him to, like, just a little bit of XP off, and then we'll evolve him on screen once I'm done training. And I just want to get the rest of these guys to either 16 or 17. I don't remember what level. Oh, I want to take Dan to level 20 as well, so we'll probably evolve them at the same time. It's going to be a big training montage just because of Dan. He's going to require a lot of switch training, but I'll switch training from the start, hopefully be able to get him up to the point where he can tackle. And then, I don't know where I'm going with this. This is going to be awful. But I want him to evolve just because then he can fight. And I don't want to use him right now, but the level limit is 22, meaning I can take him to 20. It's just I don't want to over-level, so I'm going to try not to use him. I'm not going to use him for Mars as easy as it would be to just come in there with the Gyarados, but if I do roll a 3 and I need Dan, I'll use Dan. I'm not going to have anything against that. So, with all that being said, I got a lot of training to do. We have 3 evolutions coming, actually. Goofy evolves at, what, 16? So if it is 16, like I think it is, we don't have much to do with Goofy, because I like it to be on screen, at least. And then the rest of them go to probably 17. I'll do 17. So yeah, Goofy's evolution I'll show you after training. So like I'll cut that out of training, how I do, and then put it in after with these 2 or something. So yeah, we got lots of evolutions this episode, and we got a big fight. We got to take on Mars. So I've got a lot of training to do. Enough rambling. It's going to take a really long time. I'm not looking forward to it whatsoever. But with that being said, I got to get everybody trained up for Mars and the Team Galactic battles at the Valley Windworks. I almost said the warehouse. Not quite the warehouse. That would be... You do fight team members in a warehouse, but that's in Kanto, the Sevi Islands. So I've rambled enough. I'm gonna shut up and leave you guys with some music. I hope you enjoy it. I'll see you guys when I'm done. Alright, everybody. Goofy, our starter, the Piplup, is evolving. What? Goofy is evolving! And with that, our Goofy Piplup has evolved into Prinplup. Alright. Whew, gonna be much better now because Piplup was not good at all, falling behind greatly. And he wants to learn Metal Claw, which I see no reason to not teach. I think this is now where we get rid of Water Sport. It's useless, and Metal Claw's not, so I'm gonna teach that over Water Sport. Alright, yeah, I'd love to see him make it to an Empoleon. It's been a long time since I've used this species line before. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Prinplup. Oh my god, guys! It's finally happening. For all you Dan, the Drywall Master of the Universe fans out there, it took about 5 hours, I believe. But it's finally time for him to evolve. What? Dan is evolving! And there we have it! Dan, our Magikarp, has evolved into Gyarados. It took ages, but after all that time, he's gonna be a force! It should be worth it. I hope. Oh my god, we're done training! It's over! We've finally done it! I've lost my mind! And you know what, guys? While we did not get a Cherubi from the Honey Trees, we still get to use a really unique Pokemon that I myself can say I have never, ever used. In the original Platinum, I used a Burmy evolution that I had never used before, being Wormadam. Why not finish off the duo, and in this Platinum playthrough, use the other one? So with that being said, our newly caught Burmy, Helamoth, is evolving. And there we go! Our Helamoth Burmy has evolved into Mothim! Now he's actually a moth, so the name makes sense. And there we go. Upon leveling up to level 20, he loses his ability to shed skin, so we're gonna have to heal that poison. But what's really cool is he gets the move Hidden Power, which is awesome. Because, you know, Burmy gets Hidden Power. My Burmy from Platinum had a certain hidden power that made for some real good jokes. So I'm interested to see what Helamoth's hidden power is going to be. But yeah, that is training all done. I am super excited here. And fittingly enough, Mothim's ability is the name of the last Burmy evolution I used. Fitting, ironic, interesting. Everybody's finished training. I'm finally done. I cannot believe it. Oh, thank God. And there we have it, guys! Training is done. And I showed you guys the evolutions probably at the end of training. That's the idea, I hope. I don't know. But yeah, everybody's done. 3 Pokemon evolved. It was a really eventful training montage. This point in the game is normally where a lot of things happen training-wise, because it's like at that peak level, like 16, 17. I know we took 2 Pokemon to level 20, but just ignore that part. In the original Platinum, I believe a lot happened here as well. We evolved our Abra, our Badoo evolved, like a lot happened. And maybe even our Turtwig, that might have happened too. I forget, it's been a while, but it's been like 2 years. Holy crap, wait, it's been like 3 years, 2.5. Still, yeah, training's done. I'm super excited about all of that, so one thing I wanted to go ahead and do now is show you guys the team. One thing I do want to point out is just in case any of you sleuths out there are all like, you didn't actually have training done, and the intro, you would be correct. That was just for a cute edit. I don't know, it was something to try. I actually didn't have training done in the intro. I did that after, but I had already recorded all the honey tree encounters, so it was just a cute way to fit it all together in my eyes. So just get that out of the way before anybody gets upset or thinks I did something weird, because you could tell because the berries aren't there anymore in the training, and I don't have any more than 2 plants, so you know what I mean. Anyways, let's go over the team now, because all we have left to do is take on the Valley Windworks. As you guys can see on the layout and in the team, we have 3 new Pokemon. We have a Prinplup, a Gyarados, and a Mothim. How many people do you see have a Mothim at this point? I bet you, other than randomizers, I'm the only YouTuber on YouTube to have a Mothim at the Valley Windworks. Think about it. That's just something you don't see. I love that about using unique and rare Pokemon. If you guys are new to my channel, I am all for the unique and weird Pokemon that nobody likes because they're not considered to be good. I like using Pokemon like that. That's my favorite part of the game. That's always been how I am, and I want to use as many unique and weird things as I can. That's why I wanted to use Dorothy so much, but unfortunately she did have to be our virus vessel. Our little virus vessel, because she's the only one that had it still. Wait, yeah, she's the only one that still had it. Helamoth has it, but obviously we're using him, and I just wanted to use him over Kricketune for now, I guess. I don't actually know why, but it's just more unique to me. I've always wanted to use a Mothim. So one really cool thing I want to go over a whole bunch of things here. So let's just go over the team really quick. As you can see, Goofy has Metal Claw now upon evolution, as you saw in the evolution clip. Woodstock stayed the same. Dan, the drywall master of the universe, is now a Gyarados. He's no longer useless. Rolling a 3 is like rolling God at this point in the game. Dan is amazing with that 63 attack stat.
Drywall master of the universe!
Ooh, excuse me. 51 special defense, 45 speed, intimidate, he's a truck! And then we got Helamoth over here, who's actually kind of a truck from Mothim at this point in the game, because it's level 20, it's a little higher than normal. I'm not gonna go ahead and use him or Dan very much until everybody else is caught up, but if we roll them and I need them, I'll use them. That's how it works. That's what's interesting about this challenge, is in a Wedlocke, I wouldn't have trained up Dan or Helamoth quite yet, because they wouldn't have been able to evolve, because I wouldn't have wanted to take them to 20 unless they were on the pair that I needed. In this case, I could roll them, so I have to have my whole team ready to go just in case that happens. So Helamoth has the ability Swarm, as you guys know, and learn Hidden Power upon evolution, which is pretty sweet. I'll get into that in a second. El Primo stayed the same, and Dimmadome learned Rock Tomb over Harden. Now, I know what you're thinking. It does the same as Rock Throw, but it's 10 accuracy less. Yes, but it lowers speed, and in case we're going to need that in a situation, I think it's just good to have. But in most situations, I'll just use Rock Throw, and I don't see myself actually using Harden very much. He's a truck anyways. Well, a dumpster truck, I ain't used that one for a while, because he's so bulky and stuff, yeah. So, with all that being out of the way, I want to go ahead and do an interesting story while we go ahead and storm the Valley Windworks here. Now, this is going to spoil a lot of the previous Platinum series, so if you haven't seen it, I apologize, but it didn't spoil a lot of it, it just spoils a little bit of, one particular death, if you will. But we're going to go ahead and fight this guy. We've got to get him out of the way. We're going to go ahead and do that with Goofy. And I'll roll for a Pokemon before I get into the story, so I don't have to break it up too much. What do we have here? We're going to have a 3. That would have been bad before, but you know what? Dan, the drywall master of the universe, is now insanely powerful. So I dare you to make me switch Glameow. I dare you. You don't want to feel the wrath of Dan. You don't. You just don't want to feel that. So I recommend you just go down very easily to Goofy, and we'll just go on with our day. So, story time. In my previous Platinum Wedlocke, like I said, I used a Wormadam. I loved her. Her name was Swarm, and she died to a trainer with a Gyarados, which is ironic because I just trained up the Burmy I'm using in this playthrough with a Gyarados, if you will. So what's interesting about that is, it's ironic that I trained them together, since in the past that's what's killed that same species. But even further is, my Wormadam had a Hidden Power Rock. The joke was, it was a big joke of the series, Swarm was gonna Hidden Power rock your world. But I was smack talking this Gyarados trainer, and that's why what happened. I wasn't paying attention, and it hit me with Dragon Rage when I only had 39 health remaining. As you guys know, that means Swarm's time had come to an end. And it was really tough for me because it was 100% preventable, but I just was not thinking. Because I was smack talking. It's been a theme of my entire channel. Look at Rourke. So, basically, Hidden Power Rock Your World wasn't the only thing. I was sitting there trying to talk to myself thinking, man, what would I call Hidden Power if it was a different type? Hidden Power Ground, you know, would be like Hidden Power Ground in this thing, you know, and stuff like that. And right as that Gyarados killed Swarm, I was about to say, what if it had Hidden Power Dragon? We'll be dragging this thing through the mud. And that's the hidden power that Helamoth has, is Hidden Power Dragon. I just think that is a very, very strange and interesting coincidence. It's also the most useless hidden power that he could have because it's only good against Dragon. But I think it's a very interesting story, coincidence, and I think it's really crazy how it all just connected together. I trained him up with the Pokemon that killed the last species of that Pokemon I used. And the hidden power that he has is the one that I was referring to when that Wormadam died. It's interesting. I'm gonna heal up, and we're gonna enter the Valley when works, and save that girl's dad. Alright guys, is everybody healed up? I didn't want to use any potions, because I actually used 2 potions on Goofy while I was training, and we don't really have any money, because I kind of spent all of our money on honey. I got a little bit more. I had 600 Poké before I fought that grunt, but, you know, I don't want to run out of money or potions. I don't have very many, and we're going to need them for some fights coming up. You know, we only have enough for, like, 1 full pair, so not the greatest thing in the world, but one thing I do want to go ahead, I'll do it once we get a little further in. So I'm going to go ahead and put up front Dimmadome. Let's work with Dimmadome for a little bit. Why not? I don't want to use Dan or Helamoth, like I said, until they're absolutely needed or everybody's level 20. You know, their time will come very, very soon. Helamoth doesn't learn Gust right away, so I won't have Gust for Gardenia. So Helamoth's actually not going to be useful for Gardenia. I didn't know this until after I had done the training, but at least we'll have, I mean, it'll still be useful because, I mean, it just won't be super effective against Roserade, but neither will Kricketune because I don't have flying type attacks, so I probably have to use Woodstock. I don't know. We'll have to see. It's a little ways down the line. Yeah, we'll use Dimmadome for this trainer. I think there's only one more trainer after this, and I do want to fight them all, obviously, as per my rule. I have to fight everybody. I can't just run straight to Mars, but that's completely fine. These guys are jokes. They're just grunts. The one guy had a Glameow. This guy only has a Zubat, so he's even worse. And perfect for Doug Dimmadome here. I swore I was never going to actually call him Doug Dimmadome. He's just Dimmadome. He's got no relation to Doug Dimmadome whatsoever. It's just a reference. Like, that's all I can say. If you guys are just tuning in now, I'm not actually a Fairly OddParents fan. I've only seen, like, a little bit of it as a kid. I just had the word Dimmadome stuck in my head, and I thought it made a cool name for an Onix, personally. You know, I actually like the names so far on this series. I love Helamoth. I love Dan. It's so simple that it's a joke, kind of. I thought Goofy was a duck. That was hilarious, apparently. And funnily enough, I'm considering going to an anime convention, actually. Kind of near where I live. It's about an hour away. In Columbus, Ohio, next week. January 13th, I think it is, with my friend and rival, Derek. I don't normally do very many things, and I'm not a big anime fan, but he is, and I was like, hey, you want to go to this? And he's like, yeah, maybe. So we might be going to that, and it's interesting because the voice actor of Goofy will be there, and if I get to talk to him, I'm going to look him straight in the eye and say, I thought Goofy was a duck. And I want that reaction on camera, but I'm not going to film the guy, so I apologize. But if I get a response, I'll tell you what he said. I don't think so, though. I have anxiety, and I doubt I would ever approach somebody and say something that stupid, but you never know. I forgot to roll for a partner, so I do have to do this as a lone wolf. I apologize. Not that I'm going to need anybody. Doug Dimmadome's fine. I said Doug Dimmadome again. Dang it. Yeah, we'll be alright. It doesn't really matter. As long as I don't miss with Rock Throw. Oh, that would be so unfortunate. Hey, if anything would ever make me not forget to roll, it would be putting myself in a bad position. So I should be fine, though, as long as I don't miss. It's just a stunky. We can probably two-shot it here. Yeah, we're fine. Ooh, Screech, though. That's kind of terrifying, personally. I don't want to go heal, but You know what? Yeah, I do have to go heal because there's actually something that I wanted to go over. So we took down this guy, no problem. There is a couple of things that I actually have a strategy for Mars, believe it or not. You might be like, why you need a strategy? It should be pretty easy. You've got him a chop. Don't be cocky. Is that not the moral of this entire story and this entire channel? There's no need for none of that now. I'm gonna go ahead and use Pecha Berry because I don't have any antidotes and I know that cures poisoning at 1 HP, but I don't really feel like risking it for some reason. Like, what if the game didn't? I don't know. I'm paranoid. I'm gonna go heal really quick, and I'll be back here in a sec. Alright, guys, here we are in front of Mars. I am all prepared for this fight. I have everything ready to go. I have the person that I want up front. There's nothing left to do now other than confront Mars. Let's do it! Oh man, I'm one of Team Galactic's 3 commanders. No wait, that's one of 4 commanders. My name is Mars. We've been trying to create a new world that's better than this one, but people have shown little understanding about what we do. You don't understand either, do you? It's a little saddening. So let's have a battle to decide what we should do next. If I win, you leave. If you win, we, Team Galactic, will leave. Time for the first fight against Team Galactic's commanders, and that's Commander Mars of the Valley Windworks. She's got 2 Pokemon in. First up, Zubat. Let's go El Primo, who is poisoned, and that is a very great strategy. It might sound very risky, but I did have to go through getting him poisoned on Poison Point from a wild Badoo. It took a while, and it took a couple of potions to get him to full health at this point, which cost some money. But it will be worth it. Her Zubat lead here is level 15, Poison Flying type, and it prioritizes using the move Toxic, which will whittle you away very fast. In 8 turns, if you're not dead, the Toxic will kill you. But if I come into the battle with regular poison, it can't Toxic me, and I'll just take normal poison damage, which is the perfect setup. Not only that, but El Primo has the ability Guts, which when he has a status condition, he is really powerful. Meaning I should be able to cut through Mars's team like butter. And I won't take the damage from Toxic, I'll just take a little bit of poison damage, which I think is a very good trade-off. Now before we start this fight, I do need to get El Primo a partner, because in case things do go bad, I need him to have backup. And that partner is a 2, which is Woodstock. Okay. Yeah. Not phenomenal, but not completely bad. I want a Dimmadome, but what can you do? All right. So that's not the only part of my strategy. You might be like, what are you going to do against Zubat? You only have fighting type attacks, and with the Guts boost, I'm not sure if it'll be enough. It resists fighting 4 times, and I'm not sure if this thing has any flying type attacks. I did give El Primo the Quick Claw, and I taught him Return. I know that's weird because we don't have any more TMs for Return, but you do get several more later, and I can get more from the game corner. I think this is the perfect Pokemon to teach it to, and the perfect timing, because I can get rid of Zubat in 1 shot. And the Quick Claw takes effect. We don't even get to see if it has Wing Attack. You guys might. But Return, and that should be it for Zubat. What? It wasn't. And it gets to bite us. Uh-oh. I thought I would clear it. I guess our happiness isn't quite maxed just yet, even after all that training. But we Quick Claw again, and we can take out Zubat. Nice work, El Primo. Minimizing the damage that you take is huge right now. Because Purugly, her final Pokemon and her ace, is really strong. I fear it might be able to clear me in 1 shot. But I have to go for it. El Primo's my best bet. Her ace and her lead is Purugly, level 17. I thought it was 16. That's frightening. Quick Claw 3 times in a row? 3rd time's the charm? Seal the deal? No, it's gonna go for Fake Out. Okay. Scammy. Alright, I am gonna go ahead and use healing item number 1 of the fight. I'm gonna go ahead and use the super potion we found earlier on El Primo. Hopefully it's the only item I'll need to use, because if I can just hit it 1 time, this Purugly is gone. Guts, Karate Chop, this thing is toast. We just have to be able to make connection with this Karate Chop, or El Primo's time is up. Yeah, there we go. Quick Claw for the win. Lay down a Karate Chop, and that's it for Purugly. No? What? Are you serious? That's shocking. I know they're bulky, but guts? Oh, dear God. I'm in a pickle. I don't have any other super potions, and I couldn't have bought them. I might be in big trouble. I have to think about this very carefully. If I use a potion, the damage it deals to me and the poison damage is gonna put me back to where I am right now, or worse if it crits. El Primo will die. But I don't know if Woodstock can do it. That's why I wanted Dimmadome. I don't know. I mean, Intimidate. I think my best bet in the situation I'm in right now is to tell El Primo to get back, and I need his randomly drawn partner Woodstock to come into the fray. Come back, El Primo! Let's go for it, Woodstock! I hope I don't come to regret this. Alright, Intimidate's gonna cut its attack, and it's gonna go for Scratch once again, which didn't do very much because of the Intimidate. I'm gonna bet on it that we're faster. And we're not. And we take Scratch fine, and hopefully Wing Attack's enough. It is an uh-oh. I hope she doesn't heal. Quick Attack? Yeah, that's it for Mars. A little bit of an anticlimactic ending, but we did it nonetheless. Great work, you two. And El Primo's gonna hit 18 in the process. Cool. Oh man, Return wasn't actually... I mean, Return saved us there, honestly, because this is what's so different about this being a FateLocke instead of a Wedlocke. In a Wedlocke, I could have just led with El Primo's partner to take out the Zubat and then came in with El Primo when he was needed. But in this situation, I knew I needed El Primo for Mars. I couldn't risk not rolling him, so I had to lead with him, even though her Pokemon that she led with could have been bad for El Primo. I like the challenge of this playthrough. I just fear later on it's gonna get much worse than just this. Oh, well, that's it for Mars. She's gonna take to her deal that she said, and they're gonna go ahead and clear out of the Valley Windworks, saving the little girl's dad. I guess that is a dad. I guess my memory always, thought her grandpa was Charon. I know that's not the case, obviously, but I don't know. My memory, whenever I think my dad's in there, I just, flash back to, Charon's sprite standing there. I don't know. Even though I know he's not here in Diamond and Pearl. I don't think he is, anyways. He might be. I haven't played Diamond and Pearl for so long. Either way, he's saying that Team Galactic said they had to gather Pokemon and energy and stuff, no matter what, to create the new universe. It doesn't make any sense to him. He's a scientist, but he's not a very good scientist because what they're talking about is actually real. And now, his daughter's gonna come see him. We reunited, father and daughter. I almost said father and son. And you know, it feels so good. And now, because of this, Drifloon can appear outside of the Valley Windworks on Friday. But it's not Friday. I don't know what day of the week it is. That's pretty sad. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm gonna use a Pecha Berry just because, like I said, I'm paranoid, alright, guys? I'm not gonna lose a Pokemon to poisoning. I know you can't in this generation, but I'd never live it down. So let's just forget that and put something else up front, just in case. Just in case, I get ambushed. I know I don't. We're done here. It's all good. And, I think when I first got here, it was Friday, so that would have been kind of interesting, but I'm pretty sure it's not Friday. What is today? It's January 8th, as of the time of recording this. I think it's a Tuesday. So, don't quote me on that. It's probably Tuesday. I feel safe about Tuesday. Yeah, Looker's gonna come and look. It's a good one. And, he sees that everything I said was true, and we cleared it out. We didn't need help from the police or nothing. Anyways, he tells us we need to go off to Eterna City, or he needs to go off to Eterna City, rather. I don't know what he said. It doesn't really matter to me. It's Looker. I don't really care anything about Looker. Yeah, here's the steps we're up to, by the way. I'm curious. Almost 20,000. I wonder how much happiness El Primo has. Who knows? Either way, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We did a lot, even though we didn't. I did a lot. You guys didn't get to see a lot. We basically just fought Mars and the Galactic Grunts, and that was it. Unless you watch training and stuff. But it was still really good because we got a lot done for our party. We now have Dan all trained up, and we have a new addition in Helamoth as a Mothin. We're stacked. No matter what we roll at this point in the game, we'll have somebody to fight. Later, we'll have a Steelix if nothing happens to Dimmadome. I'll be able to get a Steelix right after I get Thief, which is so cool. Steelix this early? That'd be sweet. And then, Machamp at some point. I like the team. I do. The only members I'm not entirely, sealed on right now, ironically, isn't Dan. It's Woodstock and Goofy. But they've been here for a while, so I don't know what we'll see. If we catch something cool down the line, they might have to go to the PC for a little while. And I also forgot I did want to go ahead and train up Dorothy for Gardenia. I don't know if I still will. I mean, I'd probably set Goofy out for that, because if I took Dorothy out and I set Goofy out, I would take Dimmadome out for Gardenia, because then we can't roll something that's 4 times weak to grass. That would make a lot of sense, actually. Then the only thing I could roll weak to grass would be Goofy. I mean, I could replace... we'll get some cool Pokemon, actually, coming up. So, I could just replace them with them. I know I can get Tyrogue east of Eterna City, which don't even get me started. Oh my god. I could use a Hitmonlee, one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. I could use Hitmonchan, Hitmontop. That would be crazy cool. Come on, that would be awesome. There's some really cool choices that we can get later down the line. And if that's the case, El Primo might have to go ahead and hit the PC. Because, come on. Hitmonlee? Are you kidding? I know Hitmonlee's, the worst because I don't get the punches. But you know what I mean? I love Hitmonlee so much, I would have to go ahead and do that. I don't know. Either way, I'm super excited with how the episode went. We got a lot done, like I said, even though you didn't get to see a lot. Anyways, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode regardless. And if you did, a like is appreciated. It helps out a great deal. And if you want to see more Pokemon Nuzlocke variants like the FateLocke here, feel free to subscribe. And I'll catch you guys next time when we make our way to the Eterna Forest. Until then, I'll see you guys then. Thanks for watching!